Honda believes in the power of dreams, and as Einstein put it, imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Let's talk about the interior of this fantastic car, and it is a fantastic car. The inside of this car is unbelievable. It is like a spaceship. It's like you're flying the Starship Enterprise. It is a delight to be in. It really feels so spacious. In this video, I'm going to show you around the infotainment system, show you the cool things that it has and some of the unique things which you don't get anywhere else, and you definitely don't get screens like these anywhere else. There's 2 digital wing mirrors, there's 2 12-inch displays, and there's a digital driver's display as well. So let's have a look around the interior here. Don't forget to give me a like if you enjoy this video and find it helpful, and consider subscribing. It's free and doesn't cost anything and really helps me out. Let's start off talking about these displays. So there are a ton of options on these displays. First of all, there are these shortcuts down the side. These are fully customizable, and you can customize them by holding down the button, and then it will pop up and show you some information about your frequently used apps, and you can just drag them between each other to move them around if you want to, like that. It's very simple to do, and it allows you to customize it. You can scroll through, you can see more information, and then when you're done, just press the done button, and now it's set up exactly how you would want it to be set up. This interface is pretty simple to use. At the top here, there's a back button, which you can use like the back button on your phone. Just press it to go back. And there's a home button here, exactly like your phone, where you've got a home button and a back button. And then we also have down here, we have our climate controls. I can turn the climate up and down. I can hit auto. I can turn the rear on. I can adjust the mode on here. I can choose to recirculate the air. I can turn it off. So to give you a demonstration of how this works, let's say we want to go in and have a look at the Multiview camera. So this is very cool. This is a fantastic camera system. I'll show you that in a minute. But you can see up here, you have your back button, and you can have your home button below. And all I need to do is press the back button to go out of it, and that'll take me home. If I open up Android Auto, again, if I want to go back to my home so I can see both the screens, I just press the home button. Very easy and simple. What happens if you want to see all the apps all open and swap between them? You can press the middle button here, and it will bring up a view of all your apps, and you can scroll between them like this. So let's say I want the clock open on here, no problem. Now I've got the clock open on this side, but I've got a space on this side. What should I do with that? I know. Let's send the clock by pressing this button at the side over to the left hand side, and let's open up Android Auto in the right hand side. So now I have my Android Auto and my clock there, and let's just say that I wanted to use the buttons on this side on the passenger display. I can do that too. I can just press these buttons and I can open up the Powerflow on that side, and these buttons are totally customizable as well. I can press and hold them, and you'll get the same ability to customize as you did on the driver side. Let's go in now and have a quick look at Android Auto. I can click on Android Auto, and it works exactly the same with CarPlay, and you can see it works like you would expect it to. You've got your Google Maps that you can scroll between, and you can move it around, and you can pinch to zoom. It's very responsive, very simple. You can ask it to navigate to your nearest Honda dealer, for example. Okay, Google, where is the nearest Honda dealer?
Showing results for where is the nearest Honda dealer.
And it will bring up your nearest Honda dealer. Very easy to do, and I can just navigate to it. By the way, if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or Pocket Casts, I have a podcast now, the Tech in the Car podcast, so make sure you have a listen. What about Apple CarPlay? Exactly the same idea. You can scroll through, you can go to your home screen, you can see your widgets, you can see your maps. You can go into Spotify, you can see everything that you want to see. It works exactly like you would expect Apple CarPlay to work on the Honda E, except it's got a nice, big, clear screen. And of course, I can move it over to the other side, just like that, and then bring up other information on this screen here. I love the ability to be able to do that, to be able to swipe between them, to be able to bring them up like this, and then scroll through. I think it's really, really cool how that works. Right, the next thing to look at, navigation. Navigation, very simple, same idea. You can easily click the where to button here and it will bring up a list of suggestions. You can save your home. You can use search tools to search through the categories that you want: Honda dealerships, addresses, junctions, towns. Press the back button to go back, very easy. You can go into your recents and see places you visited recently. In my case, these are mostly charging points. And then you can also go through to my trends, which are places you've been to, and the car knows you've been to those places. So I've been to Starbucks a few times, so it knows I've been to Starbucks. And then let's say you wanted to just go back to the main map and you wanted to just get information while you're driving along. You can tap on the 3 dots at the side and then it says exit services. You can find the nearest services. Up ahead, which lets you search for example, charging stations up ahead, and it will then search for those very easily. And stuff like banks and cash points, roadside services, etc. Now, this is an electric car, so what happens if we need a charging station? No problem. Right at the bottom here, it says 96 miles, which is my range, and it shows search station with a little petrol logo, which makes you think you've got a conventional fueled car, but no, it is an electric car, don't worry. And it will bring up here on the screen your charging network, and you can see the charging station nearest to me is a Polar fast charging station, and I can do that. And I've got fast charging, normal charging, and all if I want to see a mixture between them. And I can just tap on it and it will navigate me to there. I can search information on here, by the way. I can see guide start, hit the button, it gives me some extra information, press go, and now it will navigate me to that route. And I can just press the X button to stop it navigating. So really easy to find that information. What about your EV menu? So EV menu lets you choose the various settings. You can choose your charging wait time schedule, your preconditioning schedule, your charging limit settings, so you can set it so it turns off at 80% whether you're home or away. You can turn it so it changes the times it turns on the charging, so it delays the starting of the charging for a specific time. You can do that as well. So super easy, lets you control that, and you can open the charge lid from here as well. The Multiview camera system, super cool. Obviously, this car has a ton of cameras, including the wing mirrors, and that means you get a 360 view in this camera. And that means I can see my position exactly. On the indicator side on the right, there's actually a button which will take you straight to the camera, and you can hit that to go through between the cameras, different positions, and back to the home screen again. Nice and easy. In terms of camera choices, you have a front view, you've got a back view, you've got an overhead view, and you've got a side view. And you can scroll between them by pressing the button to turn them to full screen if you want to. Good camera system, really useful when you're trying to park and get around anywhere at all. Press the home button, we go back to home. The next thing to look at is phone. Simple, brings up a phone pad, you can get your contacts up. Not complicated at all, very easy to use. Obviously Android Auto and Apple CarPlay both have the phone app as well built into them, so you can use those too. Let's see the trip computer. I can see my trip, I can see my range, my distance, how far I've gone, the efficiency. I can change between trip A and trip B and current drive. And of course I can change those settings and reset those settings as well if I want to. If we click on all apps, this will then show all the apps which are not shown on the screen that I've already selected. So we've got a list here. We've got AHA Radio, which is a streaming radio system, App Installer, which will let you install apps. They have to be apps that work with the system. You can't just install anything. Bluetooth audio, which will take you through to your Bluetooth if you have anything connected with audio. Obviously with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, that isn't really necessary. You've got your clock. You can bring it up on the screen so you can see a nice clock here. And then you've got DAB and FM radio, so you can choose between them. If you want to open up your DAB digital radio, you can do that. And again, I can swipe it over to the other side here, and then I can go in and open up here, and I can continue scrolling through. We've got FM, we've got our general settings, we've got HDMI. You can use the HDMI to plug in a games console or an iPad or your computer, and a full-size plug, which can support up to 1,500 watts through it. So you could literally plug an extension lead into this car, and then plug in whatever you want. We've got the Honda App Center as well, which lets you download apps on the system as well. So if you want to add extra stuff like the aquarium, you can turn this into aquarium. I don't have that on this car, but you can certainly download it and add it with a Honda App Center. We've got messages, so you can see your messages, text messages, easy enough. And then you've got your Powerflow. So your Powerflow shows what's going on in the car when you're driving. It will show your remaining battery, your range, and as you're driving, it will show the power flowing backwards and forwards through the car. That's great for when you're driving. Doesn't do much when you're stationary. System updates, the car will search for updates for you. Really easy to do. Our trip computer, which will show us obviously information about our trip, which we've already seen. USB device, if I plug in a USB device, it will show that to me. Obviously I'm using Android Auto, so that's not necessarily on here. And then we've got a Wi-Fi hotspot, which I can tap on if I want to set up a Wi-Fi hotspot and use it for that. Let's go into our vehicle settings now. With the vehicle settings, you can choose between interior and exterior. On the exterior, you've got a deflation warning system. The deflation warning system, this is for your tires. It will calibrate the tire pressure monitoring system to make sure it's all even. So you know if you lose pressure. Your driver assist menu system. So there's a lot of assistance features on this car. This car has a lot, and that makes it a really, really great car for safety in the city when you're driving it around. And we've got all of these settings here. So we've got our preceding vehicle proximity warning distance, our adaptive cruise control vehicle head detected beep, our adaptive cruise control cut-in prediction control. We've got our lead car departure notification system. We've got our road mitigation departure setting. We've got our lane keep assist beep, our blind spot information, our traffic sign recognition system display, which will show your speed signs and traffic signs on the dashboard as well. We've got our warning system for that. We've got our side camera mirror view, so you can change it so you have a wide view or normal view. So wide view will show you more information. You can turn the reference lines when you're reversing or when you're changing lane on the reversing camera and on the side wing mirror cameras as well. You can change whether it turns on the parking brake automatically after you use the automated parking system, because yes, this car can park itself as well. It will beep when you find a parking space as well when you turn it on too. There's a lot of settings there. If we go into interior, you can then see here, it will show you your interior light settings, your display settings, then you reset your timers, etc. on here. Door window setup, whether you want the handles to pop out as well.
There's a fast way to get into your safety settings and your assistance. Just hit the safety config button in the bottom right hand corner of the home screen, and then you can go in and you can actually just tap on the logos and they point out what exactly the safety settings are and where they are. So you don't have to go in individually setting by setting if you don't want to.
And of course, we have a mirror, which is also a screen. You can use it as a normal mirror, and then you can flick it back to being a screen. That is all the settings on here, except for the general settings. So we're just going to general settings. So general settings shows you information about the setup of the various apps. So you've got your smartphone connections. It will let you turn Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on or off. Apple CarPlay is wireless on this car. Your connections, whether you want to use Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to connect the car. You've got your display and sound. So sound lets you adjust the bass and treble, your speed volume compensation, your subwoofer volume as well. Wallpaper. Let me change the wallpapers. Now there is also a voice assistant on here. It isn't set up in this car, so I can't demonstrate it, but there is one as well. And of course there is an app that you can use to see your charging and check the status and turn certain functions on and off, like the heating, like the air conditioning, which again, I can't demonstrate to you because I don't have access to that. That is the infotainment system for this car. It looks amazing to use and it is a lot of fun as well. So on the digital driver's display, you have various settings. Of course, you can change through them. I can control my volume up and down on the steering wheel. I've got my home button, which will let me scroll through the various settings on here through my phone, through navigation, through my trip computer, through my music. And I can skip my tracks backwards and forwards, obviously on here, very much as you would expect. On the right here, I can turn on my lane assistance or my adaptive cruise control. I can set the distance to the car in front, and I can set a limiter as well. I also have a heated steering wheel button here as well. On the steering wheel here, we have two paddle shifters which let you adjust the strength of the regen braking, so they'll make it so the car is slightly easier to brake and stop by itself. A very simple system, nice and sporty in a way, because there's no center spoke of the steering wheel, so it feels very spacious as well. And this whole car is very spacious as well. Don't forget to check out my full review of the car and all the other videos I have on the Honda E, and check out all the other videos I have on my channel with electric cars and every other kind of car as well. Please like if you found this helpful, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.